Morning, folks. Ron Ray here. I just wanted to give you a quick update on what's going on in my business and where we're at, and a little bit of a rant for you for just a minute. So, as you know from following me, and if you're in our Facebook group, Home Health Agency Growth on Facebook, that's another great resource for you besides this YouTube channel. I applied for my license with the state of Texas on January the 14th. So it is now March the 4th. So they, by law, have 45 days to get that license application reviewed and make a decision. Now, I fully expected for them to be a little bit slower, and use COVID as an excuse. And so I did not, I didn't call or check or on any kind of updates during the 45-day period. But when the 45-day period came and passed, I did want to go ahead and get an update at least. So for the state of Texas, their computer system doesn't really give you much information. It just says that your application's been submitted. And so I called the Department of Health and Human Services, and they have one lady answering the switchboard, and she transferred me to the licensing division. And the licensing division here, on March the 3rd, as of yesterday, they're still working 100% remotely, which I don't necessarily have a problem with that. However, when you're working remotely, you need to make yourself accessible to your customers. And so they're not very accessible to their customers. They're not answering the phone. They do have some email addresses that you can reach them on. And the lady on the recording reads a set of, not just one, but a set of email addresses for you to contact them for the various different license types for which you're applying. Those email addresses, the one for me was 38 characters long. 38 characters. There's only 26 characters in the English alphabet, and their email address is 38 characters long. And she read them at a speed in which most normal people, including me, and I'm pretty good, cannot write them down. So if you didn't get it the first time, guess what? You got to call back, get the switchboard, go back to the recording, press in your numbers, and then try to get the email address again. So being a little impatient on things like that, what I did was I called my state senator here locally, called her office, and very helpful, told me that, took my name, my information. I told her what was going on, and she said that didn't sound acceptable to her. So about 2 hours later, guess who I got a call from? The Department of Health and Human Services Licensing Division. And the lady there was very nice and figured out after now 47 days or so that when I submitted my application on their computer system, and in the same system made my payment of about $2,700, the payment was not linked to the application. And nobody ever notified me of this. The application just sat because the payment never processed through. And so the application was never processed. And so the lady was very nice, and she tried to help me. So she got the payment information from my receipt, which luckily I had kept, and made the connection. But the way she had to do that was she had to send an email to the tech support people for the payment program, who would then make an email to the tech support people for the licensing program. And then once that would happen, then they would email her back, and then she would send an email to an application processing tech, who would then begin the process of reviewing my application, which would start over my 45-day waiting period. And so what I did was I asked her if, there was any way to expedite it and move me to the front of the line, because the mistake wasn't mine, the mistake was theirs. And I was nice about it. And she said, no, I had to wait the 45 days. And I thanked her. I was very friendly. She was very friendly, but just wasn't able at her level to make any decisions to help me. So, of course, that wasn't good enough for me. So I called the senator's office back, and they said, nope, that's not going to work either. So the senator's office called him back, and I have an email late last night from the license application processing technician who is now working on my license. So I think the moral of that story is, number one, don't wait until the end of the processing period, the 45-day period, if you're in Texas, if whatever it is in other states. Don't wait that long to check on the status. I think that's a mistake that I made. I should have done that right away, and we wouldn't have been here, having to call state senators and have any kind of unpleasantness. Although none of this was unpleasant, everybody was very friendly about it. But the other lesson is don't settle. If you didn't make a mistake, the bureaucrats made the mistake. Guess who pays the bureaucrats? You do, with your tax dollars. So don't settle for subpar service from your governmental entities. They are there to serve you. They work for you because you pay taxes. You pay their salaries. Now, when I was a police officer, I used to always get that excuse when I would be giving people a ticket. I pay your salary. You can't give me a ticket. That's true, but you pay me a salary to do a job, and that's my job. But that is true. We pay their salaries, and they need to do the job, and they need to do it well. And they need to not make excuses, and they need to be able to use their brains and make decisions on their own and not have to pass that up 4 levels of bureaucracy to get a decision made. So that's kind of my lesson for the day. Hope everything's going okay with you guys, and if you're having any troubles or anything like that, let me know, and maybe we can talk through it and find out a way to come to a resolution and get your business moving forward. So if you have any questions, just send me an email or make a comment in the video. Also, join the Facebook group if you're just watching this on YouTube. We have a group on Facebook. It's a private group, but you can find it. It's called Home Health Agency Growth, just like the title of this channel. And we're all in there interacting, asking questions, answering questions, kind of following each other's journey. And there's nothing for sale. It's just a nice little community of people all on the same path. So until next time, well, I hope you have a great day, folks. Thanks.